Hey, Crawl Spacers, welcome to our April Fight Club. And we've got George on the line, of course, to talk about Fight Club. And we've also JR stuck around for this one. Welcome, JR.
Thank you very much. I didn't want to go upstairs with my family, so I'm still here.
We're so blessed.
I know. I know.
We're headed back to 1984 for a very good-looking book. We don't usually cover annuals, at least in Spider history we don't.
That's because a lot of the annuals suck.
Not this one.
No.
This one's pretty good. This is from 1984, Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 18, written by, actually it's plotted by Tom DeFalco, breakdowns and pencils by Ron Frenz, finishes by Bob Layton and Jackson Geiss, and scripted, as it says in the little box, for the first time in 12 years, Stan Lee. So that's some big names on annual.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So this thing better be good, and I think it is.
So wait a minute. Does that mean that we're going to get all kinds of corny dialogue and outdated dialogue and a lot of slot talk?
Not a lot of slot talk because all of this stuff makes sense.
So take me through it, George.
All right.
ASM Annual 18.
Because this is an annual, and this thing's 38 pages. So because it's an annual, and because it's Fight Club, and we're not Spider history, because we leave that for the semi-professionals. I'm not going to say professionals, the semi-professionals,
or the goddamn monsters,
Yeah. But so since it's not really Spider, we're just going to focus on the fight stuff.
Yep.
But we always give context. And in this case, this is the issue where J. Jonah Jameson and Marla get married.
Yep.
And they start sending out wedding invitations, and at one point in the or in the story, Peter even sweats not getting his invitation until Jonah's like, "Oh yeah, I wouldn't do this without you. You need to come and take pictures." And Peter's like, "You want me to work?" And he's like, "No, I just wanted you to meet my photographer and maybe get some tips and
get some tips."
Oh, and hey,
that's typical Jonah. That was great.
Oh, hey, and maybe take some pictures. So for free. So also in this story, we deal with the Scorpion and his connection to Jonah and to Marla, really. Yeah. And it's just, this was a really good, exciting issue. And I mean, just from the cover, you know me, Brad, I'm not a cover guy.
Well, I know.
mean, there's some people I won't name names who are almost like cover fetishists.
Are those like the type of people who will give a book an extra higher grade because they like the cover?
Right, even though it had F all to do with the story, yes.
Those people.
Those people, right?
I'm glad I don't know any of those.
And but this cover is really, really good.
It's nice.
And unlike many covers, it actually highlights a moment from the story.
It does, yeah. Yes.
Which is even better. So a little more context on this. Jonah's son, John, the astronaut. JR, what's his rank in the Air Force?
I thought he was a colonel.
Colonel Jameson.
I thought about that. I was like, is he a major or a colonel or what? Is he being given an upgrade?
Actually, he probably has been more than once. Just kind of like Peter's been a physics major and a chemistry major, and and an earthquake expert. So
yeah.
And if you want to keep up with John Jameson, he's currently in the Carnage ongoing.
Well, here he's in the sanitarium. So because he's had a
little upset.
He's had a rough go of it. Had some problems with his nerves. I guess getting turned into a lunar werewolf will do that to you.
That'll do it.
So anyway, but
thank you, Jerry Conway.
He's involved in the story as well. You know what I never got? I mean, in his first appearances, when he was just a werewolf, I understood it. But then later on, when he shows up and he's got like a sword and a bow and arrow, I'm like, have we lost our damn minds now? Was
that like the Man Thing? Was that the Man Thing type stuff for
no
Marvel Premiere?
They started having him go out into space and crap.
Yeah, so. It was in Marvel Premiere, I think.
Anyway. A little more context of what's going on. This is Ned Leeds is about to get back in town. Betty's all happy for the moment. This is 1984, and everything hasn't gone south quite yet.
Yeah.
And so Jonah goes to see his son in the asylum, the sanitarium, and right across the street from the sanitarium is apparently a maximum security nut house prison, where the Sherwood nursing home, where they're keeping Matt Gargan.
Yeah.
And so Gargan actually sees Jonah. And for those of you who aren't as steeped in Spider history as some of us are, you'll have to remember that the reason that Matt Gargan became the Scorpion was because of Jonah.
Yep. He funded funded the suit.
He funded the creation of the Scorpion, just like he did the Spider Slayers trying to kill Spider-Man. So Gargan is in the nut house. He's befriended a guard who he later kills when he escapes. At one point, he asked the guard, "Hey, I'm busting out of here. Where's my costume?" And I wondered, I'm like, what the hell kind of correctional facility is it where they keep the supervillain's costume there? And I had the same thoughts. I think it's Batman and Robin, where they're in Arkham, and I think there's like a shot where you see like the Riddler's costume and some other crap, and I'm like,
Two-Face,
why? Why do we keep this there?
Shoemaker, explain it. Yeah.
JR, what's your take?
Oh, and why the costume is always there, just right where the supervillain can come and get it again? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Is it used in therapy?
I just always thought it was like, well, we know the guy's going to bust out again, so why not just make it easier for him? I mean, we'll save a few pages in the story.
Keep it in a closet,
Well, I mean, it'll take like an extra 3 or 4 pages for him to get it, and we only have so many pages to tell a story, so let's have it right here.
Law enforcement and the mental health community have some very, very skewed views in the Marvel Universe. So basically he busts out, and as he busts out, he also stops and he kidnaps Jonah's son. And he's like, dude, I'm out. I got my suit back. I'm going to even the score on Jameson finally. And
he's upset because he's been in jail. Jameson is scot-free.
Yeah. And so, So back at the Bugle, everybody's congratulating Jonah and everything. Jonah's getting married, whatnot. That's when Jonah asked Peter to be to come and to the wedding to help the photographer that he hired. And then the cop pulls Jameson inside and says, "Oh well, I hate to tell you this, but the Scorpion's escaped and he's captured your kid." So later on, Spider-Man hits the town. He's like, "Well, Scorpion's out there. He's loose. I have to stop him from killing Jonah, even though I get it." And there's cops all over Jonah's, I guess that's his penthouse apartment where we're at. Yeah. And Jean DeWolf is there, because the Grim Reaper hasn't yet come for her, because Peter David hasn't been on the books at this point.
No. And it's still 84. Yeah.
But maybe she'll be dead no more.
Well, she's in the promo image for that.
Yeah, she is. She's in the
promo image. So they're gonna.
Uncle Ben comes back every year.
So Dan Slott's going to screw that up now somehow. But the Scorpion busts into Jonah's apartment looking for a little payback on Jonah, looking to even the score, as so many people say in the funny books. He makes mincemeat of the cops. One cop draws some kind of weird sci-fi blaster at him, and I missed the context on that. I don't know if it was in there or not earlier about what the hell this was or why this dude had it, but suddenly he has like some sort of like souped up blaster, and a Scorpion like shoots him in the face with his tail laser. So Spider-Man busts in. Here's where we get to the actual Spidey and Scorpion.
Here's the fight.
Action. First thing Spider-Man does, swings through the window on a web and hits Scorpion in the face with a kick. Yep. I love that. It's wonderful. While Marla is cowering in fear. He's trying to hit Spidey with the tail laser, and Spider-Man's too fast. Spider-Man manages another kick. There's more tail blasting, and an errant blast hits, I guess, like a junction box or a fuse or something, and the entire apartment goes dark. So they're fighting in the dark. Scorpion's trying to hit Spidey. Spidey's spider sense is kicking him. Scorpion can't hit him. Spider-Man, this is mainly what he does. He dodges the blasts. He gets a good right. I guess that's a right cross. I don't know boxing, but he gets a good right shot in on him, and hits him in the face. A little more fighting, a little more swerving, and dodging the tail, which, by the way, Spider-Man can do on the Scorpion, but he can't do on this guy.
Who's got a better tail, Stegron or Scorpion? What do you think?
Stegron has hit Spider-Man with the tail so many times I can't even count.
Stegron versus Scorpion in a fight.
No, Stegron, please. Our Lord and Savior, right. Stegron.
You notice the sound effects in this one? Beoink. There's a beoink. There's a
beoink in there. What?
There's your beoink. And also, where's the other one? Bach.
There's a lot of Bach. There's a thought.
Bach. Like Shatner.
There's a bizat. There's a bizat on the preceding page.
There's a clop. There's a thawk.
This is what you have to get used to on the podcast, or anytime you're on a Fight Club, Jr. Brad likes to mimic the sounds.
He does.
And I just kind of let him because that's what the doctor said to do.
What I would hate.
I was in that asylum with John James.
I would hate to see what he would do with Shit Pal.
Oh yeah.
With Shit Pal.
Oh wait, we're fighting in the dark.
We're fighting in the dark. Scorpion finally manages to get a hit in on Spider-Man. And then the narration is, and then Clee closed in for the kill, and then we switch back to what Jonah's doing, because Scorpion has John, and he's got him like tied up in his like in a straitjacket, hidden down I think below the building in the sewer. So the cops are out. Jameson's ordering the cops around, as Jameson does, because Jameson's gonna Jameson. Meanwhile, back in the penthouse apartment with Scorpion and Marla, Spider-Man manages to dodge the tail one more time. Marla is freaking out, and Scorpion actually gets a shot off and hits Marla in the arm. Yep. Right, and it's real dramatic. Back there, oh, my arm, and I'm like, lady, you're lucky you still have a limb. He's already killed 2 dudes in this story, a couple of cops in the story with his tail. So Marla passes out, by getting shot on the arm, and Spider-Man meanwhile is like, dude, I've got to get her out of here, yeah. And we're approaching that moment from the cover. Meanwhile, elsewhere, John Jameson escapes from his straitjacket and tries to head out to see if there's something he can do to help. But when we get back to the fight, Spider-Man is swinging away with Marla. Scorpion's doing that thing that I love in comics where people grab parts of the building and throw it. Yeah. I always get jazzed. I'm like, you're so angry. Pick up a chunk of building and hurl it at somebody. So Spider-Man dodges it, and he manages to. Well, he doesn't dodge it. He manages to swing.
I love that panel.
Swing his legs back over and kick it and destroy the debris.
That panel right there, I love. Yeah. That's awesome.
With the nice Dr. Doom Secret Wars ad. Suck it, JR.
Oh yeah, by the way, look at that, JR.
Yeah, the secret decoding shield of Dr. Doom now commands my Doom platoon. Please. And by land and sea, by sun and moon, to make the earth a living tomb.
What you don't know is that Dr. Doom actually had a big base of groupies back in the 80s, and they called themselves that, the Doom Patrol, and they likened themselves to Kiss's army.
The Doom platoon.
Yes. All of that is accurate.
Secret Wars just sinks
don't.
I mean, just
no. We're not.
Back to the fight. We're not going to get into Secret Wars again.
We're not going to bring your harebrained ideas and your notions of fancy up on this, because this is Fight Club here, sir.
Oh, that's right. This
is Fight Club. We talk about
this isn't history.
I was about to say, this is not my rodeo, is it?
We talk about the fight and not how wrong-headed you are on some things. All right.
Not my rodeo.
So Jonah is trying to follow Spider-Man and Marla in a cab. Spider-Man gets Marla over to a roof and is trying to get her to safety when the Scorpion jumps over the side of the building, and Spider-Man hits him again, with a boom. I like this now because people can, we can really get into the Fight Club. So.
Got a Zack.
Yeah. Hits him.
He hit him with a Zack? He hit him with a Zack.
He hit him with his fist, Brad. That's
No, the sound effect says Zack. Where's Zack when we need him?
Oh, my God. All right. So, back to the fight.
Sorry.
He hits him so hard, you do that thing where, there's stars around the Scorpion's head. He's probably got a concussion. And he's shooting his tail indiscriminately now, and he says, I can always beat you. You know why? The guy in the insane asylum earlier in the issue was like, I can always beat you. And he goes, you know why? Because basically, you care about people getting hurt, and so he's zapping his tail against the building, trying to make bricks fall down on the people below who are watching the fight below.
Yeah.
Or who are going about their daily business, doing a bit of grocery shopping, going to see a loved one, a relative of some kind, perhaps a friend in the hospital, whoever is just down the street. Suddenly, you're out for enjoying a nice evening, and oh shit, you got bricks raining down on you now.
Yeah.
So
it's raining bricks.
It's raining bricks.
Raining bricks.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. It's raining bricks.
So Spider-Man has to try to save the people. Which you all right there, JR? You all right there, Fred?
I just heard a lot of crazy
We
stuff.
suddenly the weather boys instead of the weather girls.
That's dark. Okay.
Yeah.
So Scorpion grabs Marla, and then Jonah corners, him and is like, "Wait, stop. You're not gonna, this ends now. You're not gonna take my wife." And then John manages to find them because remember John had escaped from the straitjacket earlier and gotten out. So now, uh, Scorpion, has both Marla and John there.
Yep.
And when he's trash talking Jameson and his everything, and he's like, this is what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted. Now I'm going to give you a choice. One of them dies. Which one? Your fiance, or as he says, or your creepy son.
Mm-hmm.
Which one dies? And they do a nice focus close up on Jonah's eyes before Jonah, and what is probably the most selfless moment of his entire career up to that point is like, no, me, take me. Let them go.
Yeah.
Don't hurt them. I'm the one who did all this shit to you. And Scorpion's like, it's okay. I'm going to kill everybody.
Go on big. It's music to my ears.
It's okay because you're all about to be dead. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Spider-Man catches back up with him before Scorpion can do any damage. Scorpion raises his fist up, and he's about to do some stuff, maybe use his tail. And then Spider-Man webs his eyes out of nowhere. It's a thwip. And it even says, Brad, go ahead and say it.
Thwip.
Thwips his eyes.
With two P's.
Yes, two P's. So it's an extra powerful whip. Thwips the eyes. Scorpion's trying to pull the shit off of his eyes. Spider-Man knocks him through like what looks to be a steel door. I'm just going to pretend it's steel because getting knocked through a steel door would hurt more. Yeah. And on Fight Club, we're all about the pain.
Yeah.
So into some sort of office or makeshift warehouse. It looks like a warehouse because there's a desk there. Like perhaps that's a manager's desk of some kind. But there, again, he's dodging the tail. Scorpion rips the mask off his face. We can see trying to hit Spider-Man, and Spider-Man just hits him repeatedly about the head. I think if Ron Frenz had actually done like this full thing, we would have seen maybe gotten a panel, because there's one panel, you see this where he's clearly hit him 4 times, but all you see is one fist. Remember, Ron Frenz does those great panels where Spidey's moving so fast.
You got multiple Spideys on one page.
And the bad guy is always there like, trying to cover, not the face, not the face. Spider-Man, they draw like 6, 7 different translucent Spider-Mans hitting him all at once from different angles. I love those. Those are some of my favorite Spider-Man fight moments. And so he's just clubber langing him, Brad. He's just anyway. Every part of me is a weapon right now, right? That's how he's going at Scorpion.
And Scorpion doesn't connect anywhere on these next 2 pages.
No, never. And he lunges at Spidey. Spidey ducks. He crashes into the desk. Tries to hit Spidey with the tail again. Spidey's doing the kung fu move, swatting his fist away, and then hits him with the left. Just knocks his ass out. Hits him, goes flying across the room
with a walk,
to a couch, drops the note, courtesy of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and then he teabags him. No, he didn't do that.
Whoa!
I'm just kidding. So
hits him with a walk, man.
Outside, hits him with a walk. Yeah. What's that guy's name that cooks with the walk? Martin. What's that guy's name, JR? The walk this way guy.
I don't know.
Martin Yan. That's gonna bug me now if I don't know. Hang on. Yeah, Yan can cook. Hang on. I have to look this up. Yan can cook. Martin Yan. Okay, great. I'm not losing my damn mind. He hits him with a walk. Krang, and the hot oil and the noodles go everywhere. No, he didn't hit him with a walk. That's the sound effect. All right. So meanwhile, outside, Jonah's family is getting back together. Yay, we're not in danger anymore. Jonah and his son make up. I love you, Dad. I love you, son. And then Jonah gets married, which immediately makes the character unrelatable and ages him.
One thing I did not notice until reading this just right now. Look, there's Stan Lee.
Yeah.
And there's DeFalco and probably Frenz back there in the back corner over the shoulder of Jameson.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, and then there's Spidey off to the right, with the half Spidey, half Peter.
Yeah, the half Spidey, right there. Yep.
Yeah, I'm thinking the guy with the curly hair is Danny Fingeroff.
Yeah, I did too. That's cool. So break it down. Who won this fight?
Clearly, Spider-Man won this fight. I mean, Scorpion only got one hit in on Spider-Man earlier on.
He just was violent. I mean, violent. He didn't care about injuring others. No. He cheated, in fact.
Well, at one point when when Scorpion rips the mask off, Spider-Man does a good job in this fight, by the way, of taunting Scorpion, the whole time.
Yeah.
And a really good line when Scorpion pulls his mask off. Spidey asks him, he goes, "Wow, now I remember why you wore a mask. Well, where do you buy your ugly pills?" And
good taunting.
Lots of good taunting here. But I mean, here, Scorpion just got kind of a mad on, busted out of jail, didn't have a plan, hadn't really thought anything.
Just kick ass.
Just was going to go at it all primal and savage, and you don't do that against Spider-Man, son. You just don't do it. Not unless you want your ass whooped, and that's what happened here. Yeah. Decision, easy.
Spidey. Yeah. Great story too. I like the story a lot. It's classic Spider-Man.
Great story. JR, what did you think?
What do you think of this fight? Yeah.
Well, I was just kind of looking at some of this, and I know that when Frenz first started, I think people kind of compared him to Ditko, but I was just looking at these particular pages. Whatever, and I just thought, really, I really can see it. It really does, because how thin, how thin everyone is, and then the way the webs are kind of drawn on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But this issue really does evoke that Ditko-esque feel.
I agree.
Keep in mind, he only did the breakdowns on this issue, and his art style. This was early on, and his art style changed a lot. Over his run on ASM, which is one of my favorite times on ASM.
I agree. I like it the early and late Frenz.
Yeah, but I mean, like, for example, this is the advantage of video, like this right here, like this Spider-Man. I mean, that really looks like skinny, Ditko-ish Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Cool.
Good
All
fight.
right.
Good Scorpion fight.
Another good fight. All right. Let me